What is going on, everybody? This is the Built for War podcast. I am your host, Austin Trotter, accompanied by my navy blue hat, navy blue shirt, navy blue pants wearing co-host, Mr.
What's up, Strength Freaks?
Michael Musick. And, of course, if you guys are looking at the video, which you should be,
watch it on YouTube.
You'll see a friendly, familiar face in the podcast.
We have one of our brothers in the studio tonight.
We got Zachary Lopez.
We do, Zachary Lopez. We need to get that. Just wait. You know what I mean? We're going to put so many of those things on there. It's going to be awesome.
What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
I'm tired. It's been a while. It's been a very long time.
There we go. I know. It's been
since the beginning.
I did like one of the first ones.
Yeah, at your kitchen table.
Yeah.
Straight downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Because we went from the first time, which was one time, was at my old house. Then we went to your kitchen table, and that was consistently.
I think that was at least for 6 or 7 of them before I had moved my office. Like completely.
Exactly. And then you went to your office, and then we did that for a while.
We did that until episode
11, 12, 13,
14,
14,
I think.
yeah. And then we went from there to the studio.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the whole fucking timeline on my shit, so I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know timeline. I just see it as like YouTube videos.
I'm going to turn that up for you so that way you can hear it now. Does that sound a little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking with your soft, girly voices.
I know. Hey.
You know what? You just hold. We got to get some work done.
We got to get to more. What is the work that we need to get done?
God. First of all, and most importantly, we have to shout out to our sponsors. Cerberus Strength.
Cerberus Strength USA. And you know what we always do?
What do we do?
We always do the item of the day.
Item of the day.
I mean, it could technically be the item of the week.
Item of the week, item of the day, whatever.
It's just the item
It's
that
the
we're going to
highlight.
talk about.
Exactly.
You guys are going to love it, or you're going to absolutely fucking love it.
It's a win-win in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An item that we're talking about today?
The apparel.
The apparel.
Just basically, we're always talking about the gear that they run because that's what they normally are. But the cool thing about Cerberus is they actually have just straight tees and hats and just apparel.
Yeah. Cerberus Strength has a plethora.
Yes.
You like that word?
That was a big word.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Educated.
Educated. Harvard. Denial.
No, it is cool when you have those big words that like you can spin off here and there.
Yeah.
They're always good to have.
Makes you feel decent.
It does. It's
Fancy new shirts for athletes. Bobby Thompson.
Ooh.
They have Bobby Thompson.
Oh, I've seen people wear those ones.
Wearing a Bobby Thompson Cerberus Strength t-shirt increases your log by at least 40 pounds.
Absolutely. Completely.
Like, without a doubt.
Dude, I would wear that under my comp shirt and I would sleep in it.
Dude.
To get 40 pounds like overnight.
Yeah. Go check out
Yeah.
all of their plethora
They're nice.
of t-shirts that you can get. Everything's ranging from what, $27 to 40?
About $40, just depending if you want more of a specialty item or whatever. But I mean, they go from the straight, just old school logo, black and red, kind of like the grip shirt with the Cerberus on the front, and then destroy, devour,
Defeat.
Thank you, on the back, and then they get up to the hoodies and to their the national shirts and the Thompsons.
Yep. So
$40.
make sure you guys go to Cerberus Strength's website. You can use our lovely code B4WAR.
That's right. Save you 10%. Save you some money.
Keep that money in your pocket.
And then you guys are just out there supporting the brand. And I don't know about you, but I always love it because in the world that we are, right? It's always cool when you see somebody rocking some gear or something. You don't even need to know them, but you know them. If that makes sense.
You guys get that, like, I don't know. It's weird because, like, seeing Cerberus in, like, the strongman gyms, it's like, cool. Obviously.
Right,
like,
obviously.
But yeah, when people definitely recognize it in like commercial gyms, it's like, okay, that's kind of cool.
It is pretty cool. And it's like just the group of people usually behind it.
Yeah.
Actually, with
it's like a little clicky type
it
deal.
really is. It's funny how that is. Accent Sledge is very similar, and like
5% is definitely
5%. Like so, it's always cool because like you just kind of see him from afar. I don't need to speak to you, but what's up?
It definitely happens with a wink and a finger point, finger gun.
And that's the reason I ignore everyone wearing a Gymshark shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're about.
Oh, dude, that's so
You're wearing a
YOLO.
Gymshark shirt. You're definitely not on drugs.
With your selfie stick out of your back pocket again.
But you're probably on drugs.
Dude, and that's the biggest new one. That's bro wear right there.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah,
That's the old what fucking Muscle Farm shirts.
Oh,
Yeah, you remember those guys that are always in the Muscle Farm shit?
Oh yeah,
I
always.
respect Muscle Farm. Those guys are animals that are sponsored by Muscle
Oh
Farm.
no, the guys that are sponsored by them for sure.
Yep.
But the douchey bros that were loading up 2,000 pounds on leg press that can't even squat 225.
Sick.
Fucking rad, dude.
Who do I don't even. There's only one Muscle Farm athlete I remember now. It's Julius Maddox is the only person I can think of that's sponsored by Muscle Farm.
Dorian Yates was sponsored by Muscle Farm for a while.
Is he still?
No.
No, not anymore. He just has his own brand.
Yeah.
now.
Because Maddox is the only person I see wearing Muscle Farm.
Nowadays, yeah, huh?
Yeah. Well, it don't matter. Super shit's way sicker. So
Way
just wear
sick.
that and then.
Way sicker for guys like us that are way thicker.
Dude, I knew that was coming. Boom! I knew that was coming. I was about to be the hype man. Coming.
Oh god. Well, now let's get on to the fucking bread and butter of this podcast. Butter up some rolls and toss her on down the way. What's up, Zach?
I like butter. Butter's good.
I like clogging arteries.
Me and Mike have been working our asses off
Yes, you
for this
have.
pro show.
You should talk a little closer.
Bring
to
that a
Mike.
little bit. Bring that better. Go down a little bit.
I will shoot it right
Me
in.
and Mike have been just absolutely killing it for this pro
You guys
show.
have. I was gonna say let's jump right into that. Talk about this show because I'm pretty sure we've talked about it a little bit.
So Mike's
Yeah, a
done
little bit.
more pro shows than all of us.
Yeah.
If you consider Clash Pro, which I do.
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah,
done
I mean,
two Clash competitions.
Yeah, 2 clashes.
You
Yeah.
did. You didn't do
I didn't do the
Sunday,
pro
did
and
you?
the so I've only done 2. You've done 1, so that's not that bad. And yours is the open, but the clash is at 105. I mean, still pro. It's still pro, but
I still think Clash is a cut above most of these pro competitions.
oh, dude, because the dudes that go there and the guys that win can sit there and fucking run with
Well,
the
and that's the
idiots.
thing too is anybody can do a pro
Yeah,
open show. I
exactly.
mean, anybody can do, I guess, a Clash qualifier.
Absolutely, they can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you have to fucking go against guys that are pro.
That's
fucking
what I mean.
105.
You're
Yeah.
going to be humbled very quickly.
Yeah,
if you sign up
and that's what
realize that you don't know what you got into.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what I do love is that back in the day, normally you'd have to have like a pro card to show to even register for events, right? So I love that people like Anthony Furman and the promoters of this show, and it's starting to come around a lot more. I feel like is because it's such a that is a goal that I want, just to say I have it and whatever. But that's like a tier. You need to go through so many loops to get there to where they're now letting it be open to where it's like, you think you can run with the big boys? Like, you're more than welcome,
like,
bro.
go
You're
ahead.
either go ahead or you're gonna get fucking stomped. And both of mine are the most humbling experiences. I've learned so much from every single one, and I get my ass fucking stomped. And
Yeah, but this one that you guys are going out to, what, in a week and
2
2
weeks.
days?
Saturdays in 2 weeks.
Oh, Saturday is 2
Saturdays
weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
The 28th.
But this is pro men and pro women. It's sanctioned by USS, and that's it. There's no
classes.
weight
this,
classes.
This
Open.
lineup it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just straight open. I don't even know why they got weigh in. I don't know why they're doing it, but they weigh in, but like it don't matter.
I think they have to weigh in because of nationals and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that makes
Because
sense.
I'm sure they're still going to treat this obviously as like a nationals
True,
qualifier,
true.
or not a nationals but a international.
Oh yeah, true as that, right?
so
you're
like
right.
if you do hit,
Well, this is considered a pro qualifier for USS.
yeah, and that's
Oh,
what I
right,
meant. It's
right,
like
right.
so
Okay.
because if you get, I think it's podium
Yeah.
at nationals, then you get to go to the pro show
Ah.
to compete to be a USS pro.
Oh, sick. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what we spoke about.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, that's where they pay you and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was super fucking like, I was like all over the board with that because
Yeah.
I thought if you podiumed at nationals, you
I
got
did
your
too.
card.
Yeah, I did too.
But it's not like
it's
that.
not
at all.
like that.
No.
You were super wrong.
Yeah.
So I've talked to Mike a little bit. There's a couple people I'm super excited. Luke Null is the number one person I'm excited to see compete at this.
Yeah, I want to
He
see
was
it.
at the Shaw.
It'll be nice just to be
He's
close
a
to him and
powerful,
watch
powerful
him.
dude.
It would be nice just to be close to him and smell him.
Dude, I just love watching. I live like, again, but at the same time, like it'll be cool to see someone like that and just their power and everything. But big guys like that, I can't really. I always study somebody watching them, right?
Yeah.
In competition, just because of their years of knowledge and their strength, and that's why I'm going down this road. Just gonna get so fucking hammered with humbleness that hopefully the person that comes walking
And
out the
alcohol
aisle-
afterwards.
exactly
For sure. You guys are going to have a blast.
Yeah,
at
it's gonna
the
be a
after
fun.
party.
So, but yeah, just to see it, the techniques, the pure power, and just it's gonna be fucking cool. But yeah. But I
you
think
remember Connor too.
oh yeah, the Connor
Big blonde Connor, because
Connor
he's been
McGraw.
around for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So he competed out here with Alex
Yeah,
and a lot of
Kelly
super
and stuff.
heavyweights.
He was at nationals, I think, too.
Yeah, he won
Yes.
nationals.
Oh yeah,
he
that's
won
right.
super heavyweight.
Okay, that's right. So
So he'll be fun. And then who else? Kim Scott is coming out with us.
yeah, shout out
she's
Kim.
great.
Yeah, she's gonna do the women's.
That's going to be wild because she's a lightweight, isn't
yeah,
she?
Mhm.
yeah.
She's going to be going up against some.
I know. I was super happy.
Big girls.
She when Zach put a story of me doing it, she immediately Instagrammed. She's like, "No way, me too." She's
That's so
like,
cool.
"Yeah." She's like, "I'm gonna be out there too." So I think she's like the same. She's like, "You're probably the littlest guy in your class, and I'm probably the littlest in my class. Let's be
But
friends."
I think it's awesome for Mike because he's putting up numbers that are still beating me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's going to
Yeah.
demolish some of these bigger guys.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see
Yeah.
how you guys both, like, one-on-one, like,
Yeah.
compete against each
Yeah.
other, let alone against these guys that are at least 100 pounds heavier than both of you.
100%. But I believe that, like, and I don't. I always go into a competition like, yes, I go to win. I do my best. But my number one goal going into any comp is if I can beat the best of us in the gym. Like, you know, we have those days, like me and Zach, we've had freak days and other days, like, you know, you're just taking it easy, not, you know, you're not as strong, whatever.
Yeah.
But I know on those days, if like through each and every event, we beat our best or match our best in the gym, like we should, like, motherfuckers will know we're there.
Mhm.
Like, and we'll
And
be
we're
smaller,
going
we'll
against
be
each other,
quicker.
too.
And that's what I mean. And that's what I'm saying. So, so that'd be a cool rivalry. But we do that shit all the time. Like, so that's just another day in the office. Like, I don't look at him as a competitor. Like, I mean, as my boy, like, yeah, like, you know, if you're
Yeah,
ahead of
yeah.
me, you're behind me, whatever. Like, because we actually, like, we're always mini competing. Like, in
Well,
the
and it's
gym.
hard to look at Mike as a competitor because I know there's plenty of things he can beat me on.
And,
There's
well,
plenty of things I can beat him
exactly.
on.
It's
But
just
we're
a-
going back and forth. So it's
Yeah.
kind of just building each other up. It's
Yeah.
hard to look at Mike
Yeah.
as a competitor.
I know. I don't even look at him as a competitor. Like, it's cool that we're in the same class, but it's just like, that's my boy. Like, hell yeah. Like, go get that shit. If you beat me, fuck. You know,
I'll,
that, cause,
I'll beat him in an event one day, and the very next day he'll just absolutely
Yeah.
smoke me.
Oh,
inside the
yeah.
house.
So,
And it is funny too because like we all have that thing to where some days it's going great on
Yeah.
one level of the competition, next
Yeah.
day it's going great for the other person, and it's just like whoever can show up and hit all the events.
exactly. And that's just it. It's hitting it all in,
Yeah.
in one day. Like, all those gym, like, if you're consistently hitting it, like, oh, man, I had, you know, 3 great training sessions this week, and then the 2 were like, okay, and then there was like, well, last week I was there every time, I was hitting pretty good numbers, matching everything, but like I only had that one really good lift. And
Yeah.
like it's kind of like, yeah, it's getting to that level to where like, nah, every single one's got to be fucking titties and perfect. So
And that's been our approach for this
yeah,
show.
it has.
We know we're not going to be 100%. We're not going to be the strongest person out
No.
there, but we're consistent, and our
Yeah.
lifts are well above average.
Yeah.
They are.
So as long as we can keep that across the board, we're going to end up nice and
Yeah.
seated, happy near the
And a
top.
big one, this one, actually my chiropractor, shout out Danny. He's my chiropractor / technique coach / fucking like mentalist. Every time we go in there, I'm like, it's a 30-minute thing. He always puts me last because he knows we're going to talk for 30 minutes before we even start doing anything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he's great. Like, and he keeps telling me every time, because he always wants to know about competitions, what's going down. I break it down to him, and he constantly is getting on me. He's like, you got to be a little bit more mental. He's like, it's nice if you have like a handler with you. And he's like, you need to be on more of the mental side of this. Like, he's like, it seems like every competition you're good on the strength side. Like you're able to peak your body and do pretty well, right?
Yeah.
And you can balance those different things out. He's like, but on a mental side, like take Sunday paper. I had no fucking clue. All I needed was 1 stone to like secure. You know what I mean? Zeroed it out. I mean, of course I wasn't going for that. That happened, but just that one little glimpse in your head, like you're like, I don't give a fuck, and my back breaks.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Or like really paying attention to times. Like, dude, you gotta be, that motherfuckers keep stepping over that line. You could, like, what happened to you? Like, pay attention. That dude's fucking stepping over that line. Belly bump that shit. Gain 2 seconds, because that's gonna get you from 6 on that thing to fucking second.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And these kind of competitions with 20 dudes, milliseconds, seconds are gonna fucking count on all this. Certain presses, you just try to stay in the middle of the pack. You know what I mean? But like the lever deadlift, it's gonna be time. It's gonna be quick. Those stones, I don't believe everybody's gonna finish them. So probably the mid all the way to the back, it's probably gonna be 4 stones. And it's gonna be like, how fast can you put up those 4 stones?
So what are the events? Let's just run through them 1 to 5.
So we have in order of events. It's going to be a max axle overhead press.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure this is starting from those elevated axle wheels. So this is going to be what, an 18-inch or a 13-inch?
Yeah, 13
it's going to
or
be
18.
elevated.
They didn't specify it, but the guy that does the most videos on there is Luke. No,
Yeah.
and he's constantly doing it from wagon wheels.
And they have a custom axle bar being made for this.
And they always keep shouting it out, and it's like I don't.
And those are basically. Those are normally 18-inch.
Yeah, a roundabout. So,
Yeah.
which is nice. So you're not pulling
Yeah.
from the floor, right?
So that'll be a max overhead press, and we've both put up over 300 now, just over 300.
Mm-hmm.
So I have pretty good hopes to end up with a decent number.
Yeah, and we still got another week.
Yeah.
So that's my.
And the strength is there. I'm sure
Yeah.
that both of us can put up 330 as long as we get some of the technique tripped up.
It's the little things, right? Saving energy, getting your hand placement, like these stupid little things, but like you got to get them down. But so yeah, we started at the max axle, so it's probably an elevated. I know it's a 70-pound axle.
Yep.
So
It's
just a little
225
different.
minimum start weight.
Yeah,
so
and
we
at
have-
least 225. But with that lineup, like everybody's gonna be starting in the 3s.
I'd say if anyone starts at 225, I'm not going to worry about it from the get-go.
No, not at all.
No, because they
Because
didn't
you only
come
get
there
3
prepared.
attempts, and it's like 225. What are you gonna jump? Fucking 100 pounds each time? I mean, you could.
I don't know, because if you've got 3 attempts, like normally your first attempt is something that
Just
is
get on the board.
super fucking easy.
Yep. Get confidence, feel the weight,
Yeah.
put it in front of everybody, get some confidence in your head, walk off and like.
But,
Yeah,
I mean-
you have 3 attempts, but this is also a lift where you need to not gas out.
Yeah. Well, and
Exactly.
plus these guys that you are going up against,
Yeah.
they're all starting more or less over 300 anyway.
Exactly.
Because they're planning to put over 400. They're not going to waste their time with these lower
No,
weights.
No.
Not at
Now
all.
they'll probably do like 50-pound jumps.
Exactly.
something
They'll probably
around-
I
yeah.
see like a Luke, like he's over 4, so he'll probably be walking in around 330. Just easy, quick, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. Then he'll probably jump up to like he might straight go for 4, or he might do like a 375 or something like that. And that's kind of how my approach is to it. And I've learned that from like strength games, like or just all different events. When you get your 3 attempts, I seem to do better when I do 1 on the board, like kind of heavy-ish, and like get something on the board, but not too heavy. Get the confidence, and then depending warm-up time anyway.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. If you get no warm-up, then it's like, fuck, we got to start a little lighter.
I'd say 300 is probably going to be the
opener.
larger average opener.
Yeah, 100%. That 275
Anywhere
over.
from
275
to
over.
300.
Yeah, is going to be a lot of people walking in,
Yeah.
which is good. And then my second temp is probably going to be like, depending on what other people hit, right? Because someone could walk in with
Yeah.
their first attempt and it's 5 pounds more. It's like add the 5 pounds because if you get that lift, then
And that's first event of the
First
day.
event, yeah, max.
Sandbag is the second.
Well, on the max axle, I mean, you could be going against somebody like this is also where competition comes into play. Because at my last comp, I was going up against Stu, and
Yeah,
me versus Stu, we were both eyeballing each other. Like,
yeah,
is he gonna go for it?
Yeah.
Is he gonna do it?
yeah,
And as soon as I saw him, because I was competing against him in the deadlift,
Mm-hmm.
besides Jesse, because Jesse's a fucking freak. He started at like 700.
jeez,
But he was eyeballing me and I was eyeballing him like, let's see if you're gonna go fucking pull it. He
Yeah.
pulled the one number that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get. So I'm like,
you had no choice.
well, I kind of have to now.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if I would have tied on there, I would have been podium for sure.
See,
But with how things went, like
yeah,
it just didn't happen. It didn't work out. So that's going to kind of play into how you guys are going to be doing it too, because you guys are going to be eyeballing guys and making sure like, okay, he's on his second, he's on his third, so
Exactly.
he's out, he's just starting.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking keep my eyes on the guy who just took his second
Yeah.
one. You
Yeah.
know, just play it from there.
exactly.
Because
Exactly.
does it have a weight that it jumps?
10 pounds.
10 pounds?
Yeah, pretty sure it was 10 pounds.
I think
Well,
it
and
was
the
10
other thing too, the way that we've signed up, because Josh is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
Since it's the first event, none of us are going to go head to head. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 1% at a time. And if there is 2 people, we're not going head to head. Because there's at least,
Yeah,
there's
it
at
would
least
totally,
2 athletes
I'm
separating
sure
all
it's a
of us.
one-time, just a rising bar.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah,
like
and
anything else, right? They're
yeah.
gonna rise it. They're gonna put the weight on.
I'm sure the women
Say
are
your
going to be
name
on
or-
one side, the man's going to be
Exactly.
on the other.
Yep.
Walk up, say your name.
The other factor with that is it's the Wessel's rule, resting it on your belt is allowed.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Which
I know
don't remember if I've ever seen that in a competition.
So you can. It's weird because when I first started,
Yeah.
it was not allowed to fucking touch
yeah,
the belt.
You and I have been through practically every competition. You and I have done same time.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No, because when we did the one at Bennett, that one, if it touched the belt, you had to drop it and re-clean it.
Did we do an axle clean at Bennett?
Mm-hmm. It was
There
that
was
overhead
a
medley.
Yeah, and it couldn't touch the belt
Nope.
because it was a stone, a log, and an axle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I failed all of them.
And those were light. Gosh, you remember that? The stone was
I do.
220 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just to shoulder.
Yep.
And I had a rough time with that. And then it was a 200-pound log, 200-pound axle, something really.
I
light.
think it was 200 on both, and yeah, I missed both of
Failed.
them.
Wow.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, but I
I think I got the axle here, and
Yeah.
I couldn't press it, and then I didn't attempt a log.
I think,
So
yeah.
yeah.
God, I remember those days.
I mean, shit. Even the deadlift for reps, because it was like 3 or 4 tire flips.
It was 385 deadlift for reps,
Yeah,
and I could
Wow.
barely do that.
dude. And I think I destroyed that
You did,
one, and
yeah.
I think I only got like with the 3. I think I got 8
wow.
at 455, and that was like top.
Damn.
I was like, Jesus, that's baby weight now, which is so funny just to see, because that was only 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's only been 3 years.
Yeah,
And now on a max day, all three of us can consistently pull a 600 number.
Yeah. Yeah.
without
Literally.
a doubt.
Like, yeah, one day it might be a lot faster, maybe a double.
Yeah.
But no matter what, shaky or not, any man in this room on any given day can
The
pull
last
6.
deadlift session we had was
Yeah.
an axle.
Yeah.
You and I both pulled 565 for reps.
Yeah.
For reps.
On an axle.
So,
Yeah, well, and I did a heavy single 2 days ago on deadlift, just a 585 to see
yeah,
how it
just
feels.
feel.
Jesus Christ,
Flew.
it was like
Flew.
lifting fucking
Good.
the Sunday paper.
That's it. Yeah, I like that. See, and that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
the progression. So.
But it is cool because we have
It's
been very consistent in this for the last 3 years.
So that's what I'm
So-
saying. Just imagine like 6 years. Like,
Yeah.
You know, a consistent day, like Jamal style. Fucking like, it was a deload day and I pulled like 750. Like, it was just a single.
So
for the
that's
day.
another thing too, is the consistency you've been doing this.
Yeah.
With all these people signing up for pro shows, what do you personally think it is to be a pro? Because you have these guys that have probably never, I'm sure there are people in this competition who've never done a competition,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah,
signing
it's
up for a
usually
pro
how
show.
it is.
So, and there's pros at like Shaw level, Arnold level.
Yeah.
To be a pro, you have to be getting paid to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're a pro, you've shown a level of commitment and dedication,
Oh yeah.
and you are not going to do something unless it's worth your time and effort. You're not just doing everything that looks easy.
Me personally, I like how SC runs their pro side more because you have to, even though you're right, I think the commitment, the dedication, and everything plays a big factor in it because you have to stay consistent.
Yeah.
I think there is a level that you have to be at before you can call yourself a pro.
Oh, 100%. Just
You know
because
what
you've
I mean?
done some pro, like that's what I mean. This will be my 3rd pro show. In no form do I call myself a pro.
And
like if you ask me, I'm like, no, I'm an
and I'm
amateur.
very-
Fucking
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a
very
high
iffy with
level
that.
amateur.
Because I think the last conversation I had with someone, I said I am competing in pro competitions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Or
I'm
I am
not a pro.
a lower level professional athlete.
Yeah.
I am in nowhere near the level that some of these guys
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I just say high
That's
amateur.
what I would like to
I'm
be.
like, I'm at the
Yeah,
high
for
amateur.
sure.
If we entered a normal open competition, we're taking podium almost every time, which we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, for
0 an
sure.
event and you're still on the podium. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, you know what I mean? And that just kind of gets stuck in your brain sometimes, like have an off day. It's all right. It's like, I'll still podium.
It's all
No, you
good.
won't, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like everything you got has to go into every event, and like it's down to seconds.
Oh, yeah,
like
for
if you
sure.
want to fuck around with those pros, and you don't get that until you hang with them and you see it in eye's view as a competitor, and it's just like, holy fuck, that dude did not make one step. Like
Yeah.
every footstep,
There was no fuck ups.
there was no fuck ups.
Yeah.
Every foot placement was perfect. His hands hit that bag so fast, and
That's
he
fucking-
slung it up. He ran with it, like no missteps, like because it's down to the milliseconds.
Yeah, you want to talk about Mr. Consistency. Fucking Ryan Stewart is the
Dude.
fucking pinnacle of just
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah,
Like, he may not be the physically strongest 105
No.
kg, but that dude does not fuck up.
never.
Now, and would you consider him a pro because of that?
I
Because-
would not
and let-
consider him a pro.
And then let me counterpoint with this. Every athlete you saw at the Shaw Classic in the amateurs, they were all invited there and hand selected. So whether or not they've done pro shows before, they were looked at specifically and after they qualified. Does that not make them pros? That
No.
they show.
No, I think there's a title to it that you have to earn. I mean, even though they are hand selected, hand picked, all that kind of stuff.
I think there's a huge amount of factors that you can consider to call
without a
yourself
doubt,
pro.
and I think it also plays in, like with the Shaw Classic and everything. What is going to sell more seats?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's a big production.
That is very
But
true.
let's be honest, how many seats were sold for those guys? Besides the people that knew them, not many.
No,
so
for
they had
sure.
something to prove.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they obviously had to have done something wild to be recognized by
100%.
these guys.
I mean,
for sure.
and that's what I mean. It's all unbelievably respectable because it's like you gotta be a strong motherfucker just to get to that level. So then it's just getting that much more respect of like, holy shit. Now imagine like Alexei Novikov or fucking these dudes. Yeah, that in my eyes is like I would not call myself a pro unless I qualified for the Clash and then I went and I won the Clash.
I would
If
say
I
walking
won-
on the fucking
Or even-
WSM stage,
or
I think that would consider yourself a pro.
that's what I mean. Or making it or making it to World's Strongest Man.
Well,
Yeah,
and in
absolutely.
that case, even people like Stan,
Yeah.
he did,
That's what I
he
mean.
did World's Strongest Man. He hasn't done it recently. However, he
He's always
stayed
in
at that
the SELs
consistent
and
level.
shit,
He's
so-
an expert in this craft.
Yeah.
He does shows, and he shows that he is that athlete.
Yeah.
And he shows he deserves to still be called
Yep.
pro.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For
yeah, I
sure.
mean, he'll do like Iceland's Strongest Man and all that shit. Fucking Maxime does that every year.
Yeah.
Fucking motherfucker.
Yeah, I would
walks.
I would agree with that because like even though Stan hasn't walked on the strongest man stage for
Yeah.
however long,
Whatever.
it's been a while, he
Yeah.
still competes as a pro
Yes.
at a pro level
Exactly.
with pro, like you said, expertise,
Yeah.
confidence,
And
capability.
there are people who have been on that stage that you never hear of again.
No,
And
yeah.
I would not call them pros if I saw them again.
No, and that's
Because they
also the
don't do
thing
it.
too, is like a consistency as being a pro.
Exactly. Well, that's what I mean, right? Even if you're
Because-
not placing or winning, but you show up every year and like you're progressing.
Yeah.
People
if
look
Mike
at
did
that.
Clash every year for the next decade, and he competed in nothing but pro shows, at the end of that decade, I would call Mike a pro athlete because that's what he commits himself to do.
I would label him a pro if he was to make it to Clash
Exactly.
on the Coast.
That's how I
But
got to
if you
get through the qualifier.
If you keep doing the
the
qualifier,
qualifier and you
every
never
year,
make it, no.
Yeah,
Now,
shit.
exactly. If it's like
Yeah.
you go you do the qualifier, you run through the qualifier, and you make it to the Clash every year, even if you're not winning.
Yeah.
But you're making it through that, just even the qualifier, right? And then you got to try to make it to the finals.
Yep.
Because just getting to that qualifier, that's the top 30 105s in the world. Just like World's Strongest Man.
Fucking
You make
wild,
it to
dude.
the just making it to the heats of World's Strongest Man. That's top 30 in the world and open.
Yeah.
They knock that motherfucker down to 10.
Yep.
And it's like, so to even walk on that finals, you could take 10th place and be like, I'm the 10th strongest fucking 105 in the world. Or I'm the 10th strongest man in the entire world.
Yeah.
Like that's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
yes,
That,
I agree
that
with you.
is that is a pro.
That
thing.
is a pro thing.
Yeah.
You got to at least make it to the party. So
Yeah.
I'm just showing up at the beginning party trying to make it.
You're
in.
pre-gaming.
And that's still
I'm
not-
pre-game and I'm at the front door trying to get back to the bouncer. Like, let me in on me. No, I'll come back next year. I'll wear
Still
something different.
Not going to downplay how strong Mike is and where he's competing because he's still, I would
Well, I
rank
appreciate
him
that.
in the top 100 or so. of
Especially
105s.
for how little of time you've been in this game.
Oh,
Yeah.
only a couple
It's not like
years.
it's old.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. And it is funny because you and I now like have the same philosophy of going into the higher class because it doesn't make sense to keep competing
No.
as a 105 or not as a 105 but as a 220
Like a
something along
220,
those,
like, yeah,
because
amateur 220.
the heavyweights normally tend to be what national weights are anyways.
Exactly. Or like super heavyweights is what fucking 90 kg OSG's weights are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you want to walk on those pro stages, whether it's a middleweight, open weight, 90s, whatever, just pro stage. It's like you must realize in an amateur rink, go to the top of the class.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Yeah.
only way you're going to get used to it. You keep running your weights, and because that's what the weights are called for. And you're just conditioning. You're not pushing. You're not getting that savage mode of like learning and consistency and grind and getting thicker.
Why would
and
you
faster.
still compete in 220s if you've taken first in several competitions?
Exactly. If you can fuck up
Exactly.
and you're still
Yeah.
winning or podiuming, it's
Move
like
up
you
to the
need to move
heavyweight.
up.
There's only
Sandbag.
one reason. Yeah, there's only a reason to stay in that class
Yep.
for one class a year. That's to get a qualification if you're even
Exactly.
going to go to nationals.
Exactly.
If you're not going to go to nationals, like we're doing,
Exactly.
or like me, because I'm not going
Right.
to 2023 USS Nationals.
But yeah,
But I'm still going to compete in heavyweights this year because it's like it doesn't make sense for me to not try and push myself to that next level.
exactly.
Once I hit first in heavyweights,
Then,
super heavies.
Exactly.
If they have the class.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm just gonna keep pushing myself up to that next level because, like you guys were saying, like if it's a 250 axle overhead for reps.
Yeah.
For the 220s, but it's 275 for the
heavyweight.
265s and up, or no,
It's
275.
275.
If it's those, then why aren't I training 275?
Exactly.
Because
At the pro
I'm
stage,
trying. Yeah, it's
they're
like I'm
gonna
trying
be
to condition myself for what I can do.
And
as
that
a
was
show.
one of the best decisions I made.
Yeah.
Is competing as a super heavyweight
Yep.
a couple years ago.
Mhm.
I think the first one I did,
The Scots.
I did the Scots. I said I'm going to compete as a super heavyweight,
Yep. I remember.
Yeah.
and I think I podiumed. I didn't win. I won some money,
Yeah.
but then I came
you
back to the
podiumed.
heavyweight,
Yeah, you
and
podiumed.
everything seemed a little bit easier because I had figured out what's expected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, right. You're expecting what that's supposed
If
to
I
be.
hadn't done that super heavyweight competition, I would have felt way too comfortable as a heavyweight,
Yep.
and I would have been slower.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure, and you would have stayed there because in the last year you have progressed so
massively.
much just in the last year for sure. Like
Massively. Yeah.
it's wild, and I think that's
Yeah.
what it is it's just that flip of the switch or the turn of the knob to
Yep.
where when you get into the heavier weight class where the heavier weight is,
Yep.
you instantly produce higher results.
Exactly.
People are thinking of where you are and where your training is at than where it needs to be at.
Yep.
Because the entire year last year, everyone was training for nationals.
Yep.
By the time nationals came around, before we even went there, we're training for Sunday paper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We were already thinking one step ahead.
Yep.
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 So I'm not dwelling anymore right where we are. I know we're ready for this one. So as soon as this one's done, I'm already thinking about the next one.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a funny thing about nationals because like when I got on the plane on the
Mm-hmm.
way back, the first thing I did, it was funny because I had my laptop out and I had a
Yeah.
spreadsheet open. I was building my next plan. I
Nice.
was building my next training
Yeah,
cycle.
exactly.
And yeah, it was just that, like you were saying, like once you're done with the competition, cool, that's behind you. There ain't shit you can do about it. On to the next.
Exactly. You take it and you keep going to the next. It's
And-
there's stepping stones.
Yeah.
There's a means to an ends, but it's not that. Even if you win, it's like cool, but you still fucked up in some things.
Yeah.
And that's still not a pro show. That's still not where you want to be.
Yeah.
But take it for the good, take it for the bad. What's next?
Yep.
And I like kind of the philosophy that we've had in training now.
Yeah.
The competitions are easier than training days.
If I
They
could
are
should
training
be that.
days.
So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The strength games we just did, that was, in hindsight, it was easy.
Yeah.
It was another training day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
some
and
of
it
the
definitely
2 hour,
showed.
Yeah, the 2 hour gym sessions we have where
I
we're
know,
dying and
dude,
sweating after
dude.
legs, much harder than the strength game.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
bigger breaks to be in between and shit like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that is
Because
true.
what, 5 events, 2 minutes per event, so we're looking
mean,
10
yeah,
minutes out of a
right.
day in a competition.
Yeah.
There's just the
That's
stress
true.
of the competition.
In like
Yeah.
3 hours straight.
hmm
Fuck.
2-3 hours straight, and then we're still going to an axle and doing 300 cleans.
I know. Fucking terrible.
Gross.
It's so gross.
That's way harder than a
It
competition.
Oh,
is,
yeah, fuck
it's,
yeah.
It's terrible.
But so sandbags is the next one.
So then sandbag. This one would be cool because I've never gotten to do a sandbag event other than Clash did that single arm fucking max. No offense, Anthony, but that event fucking.
This is
sucked.
okay, so say what it is. This is sandbag toss.
Yeah,
So it's-
sandbag talks.
It
2
is
hands.
let me
It's a
see.
rising bar, so there's 6 bags, 15
bag.
foot bar.
Mhm.
Okay.
Starts at
60 seconds.
25. What are the weights?
So it's 25, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Yep.
So there's 2 bags at 25.
Yeah, yeah.
And like we were already training it, as long as our heights are consistent with
Yeah.
the bags,
For
it's
6
just
throws
the speed we got to worry
with the
about.
heavier. It's
Yeah.
just that, yeah. And yeah, that's just I believe I've never done it, but from everything I've ever studied and watched it, you got to just stay do the conditioning. Because I see people fuck up like that. They grab the earliest light bag, but they huck it like they're throwing a 65 pound.
Mhm.
And it's like by the time you get to the heavy one, like you only have, unless you're training it consistently, you only have so much of that fast twitch fibers, especially an explosion movement like that, right? You're super tight and ready to fucking go like a rubber band in the beginning, but after
Yeah.
6 throws or whatever in adrenaline, you're gonna start loosening up, and it's the heaviest weight. So I feel like it's a controlled chaos. Like it must be go, but like you're flinging that 25 just enough to get over the bar, get
Yeah.
over the bar, and then you fucking rip that bitch as it gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and then you give everything at the end of it.
Yeah.
So
it's
that
just a-
45 needs to be as smooth.
And yeah, and
As
like
your
they should just
225.
look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like fucking 80 feet in the air and then hitting the bar and over. It's
I
like,
got a feeling that there's going to be a
Ah.
lot of people though that get super excited and they
oh,
go bam,
that's
bam,
what I mean.
bam,
That's
bam,
what I
bam.
mean. They're going to just like be hauling ass to
Because
fucking hucking.
honestly, that's what I would do. But my throwing is a lot different. than
Your
guys's.
throwing is so great. So like yeah, and that's what I mean. There's going to be guys that will do it. They'll
But- and
fling
I-
them 80 feet.
I
over.
also give a lot of props to that to the kettlebell training that I did way before strongman because
Exactly.
without that, like I trained that for the longest time with a 65-pound kettlebell, fucking doing 100
We
pound
started
or 100
this last
kettlebell swings.
month. We've been doing it, training up for this.
Tell me your
and
fucking hamstrings
Dude.
don't light the fuck on fire.
Dude, and that's what I mean. That the day we just flung, that was the first day we've touched a sandbag. We haven't even touched it yet since the clash. And the last time I was doing one armed.
Yeah.
And so that was our first training session with it because we've been doing just exactly kettlebells. Those are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just working those hammies and those fucking just the hip thrust just through it.
Dude, it is. Like,
it helps.
I've been working a lot more of those into training, and my deadlift has improved so much from it.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most underrated weight in the gym, period.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Kettlebells, like, they do a lot. Shoulder mobility.
Especially for shoulder mobility,
shoulders.
especially for grip strength. Because if you have a 65-pound kettlebell straight up and down trying to press that, dude, it works all of those fucking mobility fibers and stabilizers.
Absolutely.
And it is the wildest shit.
Yeah,
that's another thing that's helped me with my overhead.
Yeah.
It's fucking just doing single arm fucking presses.
Or just hold them overhead
and
just walk. Or do lunges and shit, just figuring that fucking stabilizers. Huge.
They're stupid. They fucking hurt, but they work great.
They're stupid, but they're great. Yeah, I do admit.
So what you were saying about going fast, that's exactly what I did in Texas, and I screwed it up. Because I rushed, it was a 30 to a 40 pound, so 30, 35, 40, I'm pretty sure. And I rushed that first one, and I missed it. And then I finally hit it, and then I rushed the second one, and I missed it, and I finally hit it. And I wasted so much energy by the time I got to the third or fourth bag, I just couldn't even get it over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. You could see right there.
Yep.
Yeah, so like even I went fast.
This is where we need a fucking TV.
I know we need, dude. Don't worry, we'll have a
slow
change.
Down, and by the time I was able to slow myself down, it was already too late.
Exactly. Yeah. Or if you do finish, your time is terrible. So it's like you could take that extra second, get them over perfect.
So I'd rather be slow going through it and hit every single bag on the first try.
Exactly.
Well, and that's also the thing, like what we were talking about with Ryan and everything. Like, he may not be the fastest or the strongest, but he is always the one that hits his mark every single time.
He really does. I commend him every fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, you didn't fuck that up.
There's a reason why he was 10th place at Nationals.
Exactly. And he did fucking awesome in the Clash. He destroyed me at the Clash. And, like, he's just, he's an athlete. Yeah. I was actually really surprised he didn't sign up for this one, especially when Kim hit me up. So I totally thought it was him and Ryan. Like, they were going out there as a crew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, so to find out he wasn't doing it, I was kind of shocked because, he's definitely on that level. So, shout out Ryan. We love you.
Sunday paper.
Oh.
So the third event is this Iowa stone carry.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find an image of it. Someone put up an image.
Kim showed us it. That's the first time we did it. So we weren't sure what it was.
So it looks like a Mauser block with a tail.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's the state of Iowa just in a block.
Exactly.
I would compare it more to a Husafel in the shape of Iowa.
But you
could use a Mauser block as well.
But I just feel like so what we're gonna do is we're gonna test it is do the Husafel sideways because it is a lot bigger, right? Because here you kind of, I mean, for me, like that's only rough. Because even a Husafel for me, unless I go way low, I don't have that arm. I don't have that link. So where you guys normally fucking wrist over, I'm like hands on. You know what I mean? So so that width of that block, I'm just gonna have to find it and like.
Can you not only the width too? A regular Husafel.
I know. I don't know how you can pick it.
Yeah, a regular Husafel is like 5 to 6 inches wide.
Yeah.
This Iowa stone is easily 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So it's wide.
I'm thinking, I've been after I saw it, we're gonna test some stuff, but I kind of was thinking of like a Nick Best style. So so everybody else watching the video, the quick video we saw of people carrying it, they did it big block style, right? Husafel.
Yeah.
But since I have shorter arms, so what my thought is, because they haven't, and I'll ask on the rules, like, I doubt you can shoulder it or anything like that. But my thought is to stand it straight up. Because then it's going to be skinnier and then just kind of go super low like a fucking shield. It's going to suck. I ain't going to be able to see shit. But that's the only way I'm going to actually be able to carry that and move my legs.
Well, the state of Iowa dips off to one side, so you could literally hold it like this, put your head up against the one side.
There is a nice point you can.
That's what I mean. So that's the mental thing. Like I got to start breaking down these events because, again, I study people that like same leverages in a sense, but also I like their techniques and like like a Nick Bass, he's huge, so mental in the game, pays attention,
great at shield carry.
Or like he's a world record holder, and then or like Alexei Novikov, I was watching fucking 2019 wuss, where they had that stupid weird block and all this shit, and they had to press it up at the end of the medley. Nobody could even fucking do it because they kept trying to just manhandle it like normal. And he's like the only one that came out here and did it totally different, and then came on the corner and like slid it up, and it was just done.
Yeah.
It was just so mental that it was like, you may not be the biggest and the strongest, but like you got speed, but you got smarts at the same
And the
time.
saving grace on this one is it's a 2-foot pick from the start.
Yes, it's not from the floor. So
So it is
350
off of
from the
2
floor
feet.
in a weird position, that would suck.
You don't have to get that low. You can walk right up. You can wrap around it as tight as you want, and all you have to do
Yeah,
is stand.
that's
maybe
what I mean.
6 inches.
Yeah.
So if I
You're
can get
fine.
that,
Yeah, that'll be super nice because every competition that we've ever done, it's been a pick from
straight
the floor.
from the floor.
Especially for shorter guys like us, it's
Yeah.
right where we need it to be.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be nice. The other big boys, they're gonna dip your ass down.
They might
So-
have to adjust it a little bit, but we
Yeah.
can get right where
So
we
that's
want
what I
it,
mean,
stand
yeah.
up and go.
Exactly.
For sure.
So
And that's how we've been training it. too.
yeah, and we've been doing comp weight 350s on the fucking Husafels for runs, so
And I've
it's going
seen,
really
the
good.
most I've seen people
it's just-
do is about 100, 120 feet.
I know,
We've done
same.
that, so
And they do that, and that's what I mean. That's what about what
So-
we're training.
Is it for time or is it for distance?
Distance.
Okay, so you
Distance.
can just fucking keep
Go.
walking.
And
Yeah.
I don't think there's a time limit either.
Yeah, and just I've been personally training it.
Ooh, I like those.
Yeah, I know you're really good at Husafels too.
Well, I just like the for distance, not
Oh,
for time.
for time. Yeah,
Because then you see who really fucking wants it.
exactly. It's who wants it, and I also, because I might not get the best pick and I might slip, so I've been training it my cardio to move fast.
So this
Because
one,
everybody else is it might not feel as heavy to you, and you're gonna start walking, but eventually it's gonna break you down, and
Yeah.
you're not moving. Where
Always does. It's a
I can
matter of
gain
time.
speed, right? And then, yeah, of course, I'll go into the last fucking. But there is a thing on there. They say if you slam it, they minus you.
so
time.
it's a 50
So it
foot
is
course.
a fucking like a controlled down.
Yeah.
So you can't go to pass out stage.
It's a 5-second penalty if you drop it.
Yeah. So you
It
can't
has
go to
come
pass
down
out
under
stage.
control.
So it's got to be at least a drop and then get off of it.
Are they going to be bringing the platform behind you guys to drop it, or?
I would assume they probably bring a pad, right?
Okay.
Because people pass out or whatever. Like,
Well, because I'm also thinking like you guys are already going to be picking it from 2 foot. Why aren't you guys setting it on 2 foot?
and they could, you know what I mean? They could follow you, like, kind of.
Hopefully, because I feel like that's a good way for a lot of people to tear some biceps.
Absolutely, because you're trying to
Letting
set
it,
that
letting
down.
it down and fucking
Yeah.
if it,
When you're exhausted.
Yeah,
And it is
anybody
thick,
takes their
too, So
attention.
you already have that extra stress trying to reach under the thing.
I don't see why you couldn't, like, in control, like, as they bring the pad, throw it forward, right? Like,
or like
Like-
just like fucking when you're sitting
in
right
and then
here,
let it go.
then just like
Yeah.
bring it down like in a controlled
Yeah,
fashion.
exactly. Kind of squat a little bit and then put the pad on, and I'm letting it go, and then
Yeah.
I hold it, like, drop it and I hold it. Because
Yeah, 'cause
that's a
that'd
good
be,
point.
That'd be a real
That's a
motherfucker
good
for you
point.
guys to fucking let it down, and then you
Tear my
take that
bicep.
fucking tension
Yeah.
off of the muscle, and it goes right
That's
to the tendon
really
and just
smart.
fucking
I'm gonna
snap.
have to remember that,
Yeah.
so we can think about that, because
Yeah.
we need to bring that up in rules.
We'll have to find
But-
a nice low point to grab it and really get around the
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
And
So
we're allowed grip shirts. We're allowed everything
Yeah,
we want.
so, I
it'll
mean,
make
it should be
easier.
good.
Damn.
yeah, so it'll be
For
nice.
sure.
So yeah, so that'll be the third event, and then we run into.
There's also money too if we break the record for that. So
Yeah, there is money for longest distance.
Anybody got a number on that money?
So right now the main pot, they split it, of course.
the main pot's a little over $7,000.
Yeah, a little over 7.
What?
Yeah. So the main pot, but then they split it to the athletes, obviously. So
Mhm.
whatever it would be for first place, second place. So I think even third place you'd probably be getting.
So first place with the $7,000, and this was a couple weeks ago, so
Uh-huh.
it might have changed. No, this is in September, so it's definitely probably changed.
Okay.
$1,600 for first place in both classes, $1,100 for second, $800 for third. They
Damn.
said if they get enough
Damn.
money, there's going to be a payout for fourth place. So I would imagine that the payouts for first might be capped at like $1,800 or $2,000 if they're
Yeah.
going to pay for fourth place.
Yeah.
But I mean, fuck.
But
That's
$800
sick,
for
because,
third
that
place
pays
is
for your
a-
flights. That
yeah.
pays for your there, and
Pays
probably a couple
for
of bucks.
all of your shit.
All of your shit and a couple bucks in your pocket.
$800 for third place
Yeah.
is not a bad deal at
No.
all.
Not even a little bit.
No, I'd be.
I can't remember the last time a competition for getting first in the entire
Yeah,
thing has
got
even paid
that.
out
That's what I
800.
mean. So yeah, it's a good payout. So it'll
Yeah.
be good.
So next is lever ladder deadlift.
Yep.
And
Yep.
this one, I think we have a good advantage because we are one of the
We're
few people
like
who
that
touched it.
actually are training on it.
Yeah.
So
And there's been guys that have messaged me like, "Hey, what does this feel like?
yeah,
How's it looking like?"
Did you tell them it feels like absolute doggy
Yep.
doo-doo?
it's death.
Yeah. It's the fucking worst deadlift.
I know now that you've trained it with us, like,
Yeah.
the thing
Well,
sucks.
and I
I
want
will-
to get
I will-
get technical on this too.
I will never do a lever deadlift.
Isn't that
lever
terrible?
deadlift in comp ever.
Yeah, the thing's terrible.
Like if the comp has it in there, I will not do that
Yeah.
fucking comp.
Yeah.
So there are so many different variables with building that implement. So the one that they have that we've seen pictures, those handles are 1.5 2 feet apart.
They're definitely spread out farther
Right.
than ours.
Good. I'll say 2 feet just for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
So you have 6 handles that are 2 feet apart. You have your load and your fulcrum.
Mhm.
The lever that Brandon made up at Fit Gym, those handles are maybe about a foot apart, foot and a half max.
Yeah.
There's only 5 handles, and they only go about midway down the bar.
Yeah.
So that alone, we can do 300 pounds on Brandon's lever deadlift. I would easily say it's impossible to do that on the one.
On that big one.
You would probably get to the 3rd or 4th handle and gas out at 300 pounds.
Yeah. Well, it also depends. Are they the same length?
I don't know.
His looks,
That's the
just
thing.
from the pictures, we don't know, but like
It looks-
his looks a little longer. But the biggest thing that we noticed just was the handle separation.
That last
Yeah,
handle
so-
is damn near at the
It's
at
so
the
fucking
fulcrum.
far. So I think like where we're training our 5th
Yeah.
is where I usually try to like just do reps.
So
there.
if you put 100 pounds at the end of that, I don't know if I'd be able to get
That's
the
what I'm
last
saying.
handle.
Like,
Yeah.
but at least I think where our last 5th one right now on ours is probably the 4th on
Mhm.
that one. You know what I mean? So it's gonna, so that puts us in good place because that 5th one is gonna be so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
That it's like it's gonna be probably a race to the 4th, right? And then the big guys maybe go for the 5th or like of course we're gonna try it, but if it's because how far back that is, that's like tripling whatever weight you have.
Which
on
is
them.
why the
Like, you
speed
know what
is
I
a
mean?
big part of it too.
So
I've told him, and we've told everyone,
Yeah.
if you can make it to that 4th handle before everyone
yep.
else,
And no
you're
straps.
gonna be good.
Yep,
Yeah.
no straps. Like just move.
because
It
assuming-
does say no straps.
No
on this.
straps.
no
Yeah.
straps, you can switch, you can overhand, but assuming that not everyone is going to complete this thing, the fastest you can get to that 4th or 5th handle is going to
It's exactly. And
Well,
that's what I mean.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if more than 5 people finish that entire
That's
thing.
what I mean.
Given
So-
how long it is, I'd
and
be
you know
shocked.
he's gonna probably load up like 300 on that motherfucker. So
I don't know about 300, but it's going to be heavy because
gonna be
according
heavy,
to Brandon's math, even on his, he's saying that 5th handle with a 300-pound load is around 750 pounds,
what's
which I
his
think
face?
is ridiculous.
I mean, personally, when I was tugging on it, and you did it at the comp, like fucking easy, and then tugging on it, I would say like it's like doubling it. Like
It's-
you got
it's,
300, you might have 650 on it.
It is still a 13
7
to
maybe.
15-inch pole. It's a 13 to 15-inch pole. I think 750. It's not out of the question, but
Yeah.
I'd like to get an accurate scale on there.
Man, I really want to fucking do the math for that
Yeah,
because
well, apparently Peter, the guy,
Mhm.
when they built it, he did.
He
it
has
for
the math.
strength games. He laid it out because he's a fucking math dude.
yeah,
And yeah, that's what he said. He said it was like
750.
That's
though?
what I said, but I pulled on it, and like that's what I mean. He ripped it, no problem at comp. And I'm not downing his skills. I'm not saying that, but that's a big fucking pull, 750.
can-
but I could see you
yeah.
coming out of the woodwork pulling damn near 700% in the middle of comp. Yes,
For sure.
I would
for
confidently say above 600 for that last.
Yeah, oh,
handle,
absolutely.
hands down.
Absolutely, it's
Without
over
a doubt.
6. It's over 6, 100%. I would just gauge personally off the way my back got pulled on, like
I would say somewhere between 650 and
and
7.
That's what I would say.
That's where I
650
would
and
say,
7.
just
Yeah.
from how many times I put my hands on
Mhm.
600,
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
it is definitely heavier than all
Yes.
of that.
Now, given that, with a longer implement at this show,
It's going to be
with
total,
longer
even
handles,
heavier.
with 225 at the end, you're going to have well over 700 pounds by the
Yeah.
time you get to the 5th or 6th
Very
handle.
Yeah, because you're going from like holding a 10-pound weight to out here to fucking way the fuck
Yeah.
out
The
there.
distance is longer between the handles. The math's going to be different.
Yeah.
You're going to almost
Well,
end
and
the
you're
bar.
picking up
Yeah.
way more of the implement, not just the weight at the end. You're picking up the whole fucking implement.
For sure. And
So-
plus, like where the fulcrum sits and where the center of that lever
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
like that's just a lot in itself because you're stressing yourself fucking pulling
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a
just-
very
It's going to be
interesting-
interesting, but it's a nasty event. So anybody that's if you see lever deadlift, be ready. It's fucking brutal.
It sucks.
It does.
Don't
suck.
do
It
it.
literally makes you want to like shit
Mhm.
yourself every time. So
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, because you get into the shitting position.
you do like because like you can start it kind of like a deadlift, and then as you get farther back, you have to sumo it. Like you have to like hips over the bar, like asshole over the bar, really,
Yeah.
and then fucking really squeeze and lean back.
It's
and
gross.
it's such a terrible movement. So, but it'll be cool.
Yeah.
And he approaches it like sumo.
Yeah.
I approach it
He
like
more
the
so-
silver dollar
Yep.
because as soon as you get that slack, you're really throwing your hips and leaning back into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was approaching it too. I was not going very wide. I was
Yeah.
pulling the first 3 like a regular fucking
Exactly.
deadlift.
That's how I do it, and then usually that 4th and 5th I open up, and
Nice.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Get a little spready going there.
Yeah, let it open up a little bit. Get some air up in there.
The one thing I think might help if it changes, Brandon's lever deadlift, the actual hinge at that point, it moves around a lot. So you're shifting to the left and the right.
Yeah,
while
that's
you're
right.
Oh,
lifting.
that is true.
So if this one's a little more sturdy and it doesn't move,
it would be
I
nice
could
just straight
see
up and
maybe
down,
an easier
straight up and
lift.
down. Yeah,
Because you're not trying to hold it in one spot as you're lifting it. It's more of a straight lift.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that would just be a small factor, but
I think
yeah,
and I think there's pros and cons to both sides
exactly
for sure.
Yeah, so it'll be cool, but yeah,
Good for you guys. Good for you.
So we got that, and then we run off to it's a legit fucking pro series stone.
Let's fucking go.
Like it's a legitimate 56 to 48, and it starts at 270 and ends at fucking 400. So that would be like the light set at Giants Live. So
275.
So that's a
56
one,
inches.
not a 130. That'd be 125 kilos for all you UK brothers and sisters.
No, we don't do that math.
Oh.
We're fucking.
Well, a lot of shit I watch, so I'm actually pretty good at it.
We're bald eagles and fucking freedom over here. We ain't do none of them crumpets and tea, mate. That's fucking Australian. But
So
Not even
anyway,
close.
it's about 125 kilos
Yep.
for the first one,
okay,
280.
do the math for me then.
Yeah.
and then it's about 137 kilos for the next one.
No,
Yeah,
300s would be 140.
So it's 275, 300, 325, 365, 400.
Yeah.
And
So
it starts
just-
at 56.
Just
and goes down 2
basically,
inches.
yeah, 125 to 180.
Man,
So it's heavy. Yeah, it's fucking heavy.
that is exciting.
It's cool though. It's
Yeah.
and on there it's head to head. So it's a head to head stone series. So
Need to get more tacky.
fuck yeah, I gotta get more tacky.
Yeah.
Cerberus, I'm calling you.
That's a nice stone series.
It really is. It's going to be cool. But again, I think, yes, I know for a fact, Luke Knoll and those dudes, because I've seen their Instagrams, they rip 400. It's like, no problem.
We all brought up the point. How many people did we see actually lift the 400
That's what I mean, at
when
the
we
Shaw.
went to the Shaw?
And that's at the
Not a lot of
very end of a comp, too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what we've been training, and like, we still got a lot more
I'm
work to do.
very interested to see who actually
So,
finishes.
That's
this
what
one
I mean.
out.
It's going to be huge if you finish it.
Mhm.
I'm going
It's
to be
gonna
interested to
huge.
see how many people actually can get the first one, because there are dudes that I have looked at that have signed up for this that I don't think they're ready for this kind of a show.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
275 to 56 inches, we were doing pretty close to that, okay, but that's a couple years of work.
oh no, yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
what we were doing,
Yeah.
what was that, 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
only went up to 250.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the only reason I feel good about it, I'm not too screwy about it, like, keep working the 250s quick, getting it up over that, is that we had to put that on for our class. He had to go heavier. We had to put that on our shoulders.
Mhm.
So it's like just treat it like a shoulder.
And that's-
Explode to the shoulder, but you're just pressing it up
Yeah.
really quick. So it's the same exact movement.
Hell, you could
So-
go to your shoulder and dump it over.
I mean, if it's that tall, but I mean, we had that yoke, and like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the boots. But like, it's manageable. You know, now you go to like
You
Giants
should do
Live.
some fucking thigh-high go-go boots.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna go Puchinowski style with that motherfucker. Yeah, big old.
I'm
heel
talking
boots.
like the
Oh, the go-go boots.
yeah, where you got like the toes
Walk
are
out.
that much taller in them. The fucking heels
Dude,
are that much.
I am gonna try I got my boots. I'm gonna try those, but they're not that big.
You definitely should try them before you compete.
I
in
am.
them.
Oh, I got more stones to work this
and
week.
just get a
everything
solid,
else,
I
so.
say 1.5 inches is
Yeah.
a perfect boost. I think 2 inches or above is way too much.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm thinking like my boots, and if I have to, I'll fucking throw a shim under there, make my fucking foot even taller.
Oh,
like
I
on
don't
the
see
ins-
why not.
There's nothing wrong with that,
No.
and I have to pick it even lower. Like, and for my reaches, that's even worse. But if
Well,
it puts me up taller,
Now,
then
the good thing with wearing boots like that, and you're talking about picking it lower, you
Yeah.
have enough distance, you just make your stance a little wider.
exactly, and then I
you're
can
picking
kind of
like Austin.
drive with my legs a little bit
You
more.
have that
so.
room to get around.
It is true, yeah.
Well, and that's
so.
the biggest thing. That's what always helps me with stones so good
Yeah.
because I am so fucking wide that I
Yeah.
can really reach up.
I know
underneath
it's
it.
amazing, and when it gets up to that like 350, it's my arms are so fucking spread. Like, no way, I'm like a foot from my fingers. Like,
Yeah.
not even close. Are they even close?
Yeah.
And so it's more like in the forearms and the wrist and trying to like really pull it up. But yeah, we just got more work to do. I think I need to definitely, because I don't have that pull, because I'm not even under the stone. Because if you get under the stone, you kind of
good.
can like pull, like, and activate your lats and stuff a little easier.
Yep.
But since I'm on the side of it, it's kind of like I'm gonna have to start really like introducing like my traps, and like I don't really connect with my traps that great. My rear delts and my shoulders, sure, but my traps not that great. It's just one of those muscles I have a hard time connecting with.
Yeah.
And,
one thing I think try working on is making sure your foot placement is good to start.
Yeah, and that too,
Because
because
I don't know, like when we were doing stones,
Yeah.
you especially were like super forward on the stones.
Yeah,
so as soon
it's
as you
true.
would pick, it would fucking roll right out of your hands.
Well, and then so it's a twofold. So it does fuck me there, right? I think my foot placement's a little different on like a lighter stone because if I go forward, if I get it just right, when I start to fail in the lap, that's why it starts moving, because I have all that front pressure. It starts rolling into my lap, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking it, and then I'm on the front. So as long as I get it to the hitch knee, it's rolling this way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely screwed either way.
I mean, yeah. So it's like, but at the same time, it works great if I get the pick right. So I do. You're right. I mean, 100%. Like I need to work like foot position. I need to work.
It's just tough for you because you do have like shorter legs, shorter arms. So even just being able to get to where you're comfortably, center of feet next to the center of stone, all of that kind of stuff.
I'm straight sumoed.
You seem to not have that problem with your legs, but your arms you do.
Yes.
So the stones we did the other day, that's the first time I've really encountered a heavy stone where the dust was a problem.
The dust was a problem.
Because people talk about that, and I really haven't had an issue because most of the stones in the 300 I can do just fine with chalk.
Yeah.
But as soon as I throw the tacky on and we hit the 350, the dust, it's like just putting my hand on nothing.
Yeah.
So I got to remember to do that.
Yeah, like clean it off like we were talking about. Like,
Brian Shaw that shit.
Walk that fucking platform and like.
Because I do have an issue getting all the way around, but I have enough tension that I can hug it and get it up without tacky.
Well, and I think the other problem too, let's be honest, it was fucking cold in that garage.
It's freezing.
As soon as we put our fucking tack on that was on our forearms and everything, as soon as it attached to the stones, it just fucking peeled
ripped right the fuck off
because the tack was fucking frozen after that.
Now, when you consider that, we're going to have much different, better conditions probably.
Yeah, we're going to be inside and everything.
Those stones will be well tacked over by the time
we
touch them.
Not only well tacked over, but they'll be warm too.
Exactly.
That's the other thing. Those stones were cold, so as soon as we put the tacky on the first time, it fucking just detached from our fucking arms.
We will be warm, which is why I don't think we'll have a problem getting at least the 365. A nice good attempt with that getting over.
Yeah, and I really think that's what it's gonna come down to. How fast can you get to the 365? And there's gonna be a small amount of guys that finish the 4.
And the 400 is probably going to be a deciding.
It will for like the
for a lot of those.
Yeah, for a lot of those. But that's what I mean. And stones in general, like that I want to do great in all these events. But one for just like a mental barrier is I want to just fucking do my absolute best I've ever done in these stones. Yeah. Because stones has fucked me in like my last like 3 comps. It's the end of the event. But again, I don't put that much time into them. But now because now I actually have some stones in my house and I can actually put my hands on them and give them some like the true attention they need, because it's always the last event. You're tired, and
it's always a thing that fucks you too.
Every time. That's what
every single time.
Every time
that you've ever had a comp where stones are at the end.
Yep.
You've always been like pretty fucking on top.
Yep.
And then that
stones and I'm done.
It just kills you.
Yep. And it's like if I could stay doing like I did the other events, then we just wash up and it'd be done.
Yeah.
But I fuck myself every single time. Every time. So
I'll give it to Brandon because I mean, I haven't touched stones nearly as much.
No,
well, you've touched them a few more times than I have since we did them last. But Brandon's been pushing the whole. It's a simple technique. It really is with lower back, and he's been just pushing lower back, lower back. And
I mean that was our first night.
Like the first when I got it, it was fine. I mean afterwards I was so
that was the heaviest stone you had gone for because you did. Yeah. Because we've only touched them twice. We went to ATR, did that 330. That was the heaviest you've ever done. That was the first time I've ever done a 330. And I
haven't touched stones since.
And that's something you didn't touch it. And then I touched a 350 at Clash. I failed it. I got it.
Which I think the day that you guys went to ATR was the day that Chase and I went to Iron Titan.
Oh no shit!
When we actually went and touched stones there.
Fuck.
So because I haven't touched stones since we touched them. Like the last time we all got together, which was in my garage. Fucking a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
And that 350 felt better than the one at ATR.
Yeah,
which tells me that all this work that Brandon's been making us do.
Yeah,
it's working. Yeah, we just got to keep. But again, now you're fucking with the implement, like you say, foot placement, little things that like you're gonna fuck you on the day.
Oh yeah.
So. If you don't have the technique right, like you can't even use your back. So you've been working hard for.
It's a good thing we have the stones, but we haven't had the stones the entire time. But there's easier ways to train with them.
Yeah, definitely. So, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a war.
Any goals, PRs? What are you guys thinking?
I'm hoping just this week will justify a lot before I can answer that completely. Where I stand right now, I would be happy with like 325, 330
on
the axle for my max axle. But I'm really like that was kind of my number walking in. I was like, if I can finish it like 3:30, I'd be happy
For sure.
and it should at least give me some points and keep me in somewhere in the mid.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is just beat our best selves and just finish. Like if you zero a couple things, right? You do everything. You're just not getting your ass whooped. You know what I mean? It's not like the pack and then you. It's like you're in there, you're fucking points up. Like, you know what I mean? Like people know you're there. It's like damn, that short little motherfuckers. They're there.
I mean, this competition the axle's really the only event to PR.
Yeah, the rest is
sandbag
just
toss,
finishing.
stone carry, lever deadlift, stone series.
Yep.
That's not really a PR. That's endurance.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's nice having only one thing you're going to really worry about PR. Everything else is how fast you can do it. Yeah. Because I know we can do everything on this.
Yeah. Besides that 400-pound stone.
That would be the only. That's.
But I mean,
the ones that.
How many people are going to be actually doing that?
That's
I
what
think
I mean.
the placement of that event with that stone being the very last thing of the day.
Yeah.
It's at the bottom of my worry list because how many people are actually going to be able to lift that?
Yeah.
5 is my bet.
If that, yeah.
5,
yeah, for sure.
So. So I look at it as just like PR on the axle and then just don't zero anything other than maybe like the 5th lever and the 400 stone.
For sure.
If I could walk away with all the rest of that, I'd be fucking happy, man. I'll hold my head up high and drink with the boys down in Iowa, Dubuque, and Dubuque, Iowa, and so.
And that was always my goal with the competitions I moved up in is not zero anything. And this is your first competition in open.
Yeah.
So not zeroing anything
That's what I mean.
Perfect.
Yeah. So and it's a big deal. Yeah, putting it all together in a day, not to zero anything. So.
Oh yeah.
So that's always a good goal. So. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be sick. So.
I mean, technically, if you guys hit that 370 stone.
I know that's. I mean, that's. I was actually looking at some training and like we got this week, so I'll probably hit them 2 more times before comp.
Okay.
And my first goal with going in there, just because we're touching it again, is to get that 350 for a couple reps back to back, and then if I think in one training session I can do that, like a couple sets of like say 2 or 3, then go the next training session, go for that go like a 350 for a double, and then go for a 370.
You mean you don't want to strong bro it and fucking try and max out every fucking day?
No, because my body does not do good like that.
That's how we used to all
oh my god
train.
Yeah, and that's why I literally, by the grace of God, am still sitting here because of that lifting. I thought that's the reason I have a chiropractor now. It's because I thought I ripped my fucking back out and it was done.
That was hilarious.
I couldn't. And it was in a warm up, and I couldn't walk for 3 days. So it was scary as shit. And after that, I was like, we have to change our ways.
Wait, which one was this?
So that was in Zach's garage. It was during COVID when we were jumping garages all the time.
Yeah.
And we were doing axle deadlift, and we were doing like the hundreds, and then like we did like 425. And that was when I was still such a back puller all the time. And I started trying to embrace my hips more and stuff like that. And but I don't train them. I don't do it right. And literally on my 3rd rep of 425. And at that time, that was when I was like stuck at that 455 for fucking ever. And I pulled 495 one time at Scott's, and then I couldn't touch it like for over a year, like not even close. I was slammed at 455. That's why 455 was such a number in my head. And it was 425. And 3rd rep, all of a sudden I stand up with it, and it literally felt like I was bleeding down my back. And like I dropped the bar. I was laying on his garage floor, and I was like, something's wrong. Like I was like I'm trying to use the foam roller. I can't even breathe. Like my entire back is on my right side.
So what you were saying is you're like Mike Tyson?
My
back is broken.
Spinal. Yeah, and I remember like I left. Like I tried to sit on his couch. I couldn't even sit on his couch. Like it hurt my breathing. So I like fucking rolled into my car and then got home and laid on my floor for days.
So there you have it, kids. Don't fucking ego lift.
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. It literally it went from like fuck lifting. Like I am scared I'm not gonna walk. Like I thought I seriously did something wrong. And then literally by the grace of God, like on the 4th day, I could actually move and get out of my bed and put a little bit of pressure on my legs.
So funny.
And then like a week later, then I went to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
And then and he's like, you gotta fucking stop. Like
it was so funny to me because every time we would get together, we would see if our PR.
Every time. Like it was like we just maxed like 2 days ago. Like see if we just failed 455 yesterday. See if we can do 475 today.
Yeah.
Like just yanking, fucking pulling, cold garage, no warm ups. And that was back when we never warmed up. Remember, we kind of just like stretching like, all right, let's go.
God damn it, that was fucking loud.
Sorry, that was loud. My bad, guys.
So
sorry, guys.
Back to this.
True, loud. My bad, guys.
You're good.
I'm kind of just scrolling through, looking at some of these guys going to the comp.
I don't even watch them. I
mean,
care.
Like Elijah Dirts, he's
Yeah, I
put up
saw
some videos, but he's doing about the same stuff we are.
Yeah.
He's put up a 335 axle that looks pretty similar to how we're putting up. That 350 stone looks about as good as we were doing it.
Yeah.
So I'd say we're in really good shape with this.
Yeah. So it'll be good. Yeah, I mean,
there's not a lot of freaks.
I'm just not and me personally, I've never been I never stalk the competition. I don't personally care.
I like stalking people.
And that's, it's everybody's ways.
I'm in between both of you guys.
Okay.
So like, there's some like the Kansas comp that I just did. I looked at some of the guys.
Yeah.
I got through about 2 guys, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm over it." Like, I'm gonna show up. Yeah, like whether they show up or not, I'm gonna fucking show the fuck up.
Exactly. Yeah.
But there is times where I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Why is he competing against me?"
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to see like what the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like, for some reason, put it in my head of where I'm gonna place, which I think always fucks me. So I should probably stop.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I do the same thing though.
And I'm not looking at who I got to beat. I'm looking at, am I where I should be to be running with these guys? And if I look at the guys that are clearly some of the best ones, like, am I going to beat them? I don't really care.
Right.
I'm putting up numbers that are close to them, and I'm doing it.
100%. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, because
right,
without stalking, you see them anyway. Like, right, you see their lifts, and so
Mm-hmm.
of course I'll stop and I'll watch it and then kind of see how they're doing lifts. But outside of that, I won't pay attention because because of who I am as a person. Like, I got enough going on up here.
And
I don't need
the first couple shows we
shit.
did. I made that mistake as I looked at people and I'm like, "There's no one."
And that's what I mean. And then you see them in real life, and it's like, "Fuck, I know what you can do." But it's like it's better to like, I don't know who the fuck you are, like, but you're in my way right now.
Shift that focus and use it as well. This is what I got to improve on to be at the
definitely.
Yeah. How do you get both ways?
Hell yeah, both ways. I like that.
I said I get both ways.
Oh, I thought you said hell yeah.
Hell yeah, both ways. I mean, hell yeah, both ways.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then Josh is gonna be out there. I'm excited to see Josh. He's been fucking in his cave for the last over a year. Just getting huge.
Strong as fuck.
Oh, dude, he's nasty. Like, I mean, that boy. And now he's actually got like a year of training. That's why I'm excited to see him, right?
Yeah.
Because we knew him like a couple of years in, but like, I mean, we're talking a couple of years in from lifting, period. Not like us. Like, I was a gym bro. All of us have been gym bros, been around the gym since we were 16, like had some sense of it, whatever. And then a few of us had like been consistent for years in eating and diet.
Well, yeah,
he was straight off the couch.
Zach and I competed against Josh at Bennett's first.
Yeah, that's what you guys said.
Yeah. So it was
the difference between the 4 of us lifting together has been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we lifted at Bennett, and then a couple weeks later, Mike was there.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
I'll never forget that. Dude, that's so embroidered in my head. Seeing the 4, the 3 of you walking into the pit.
Oh my God. After this, I fucking have pictures of all of us when we were pulling my truck out in front of Team Tom.
I do too.
You look fucking tiny.
Dude, I know. I still have videos of us doing the stones in there. Like, remember when we used to just like put our phones?
And you were fat.
Dude, when we used to just put our phones there and hit record.
Yeah.
I have a video of us doing rack pulls and fucking stones.
I went through and I'm gonna be posting some of that shit on fucking
should.
Instagram because
that's a good call.
I was like, you look like such a fuck boy.
I know.
I was like, I don't even want to know what I look like. Because we have definitely we have aged for the better.
We have. I mean, everybody's gotten thicker, just more mature, like as athletes. Like instead of like just like inspiring
no bros, strong bros anymore.
We're
this
straight
has definitely
strong
helped the
bros.
maturity because like shoot. All the stuff we're doing is just kind of
just crazy.
Made me have a different.
And that's what I mean. So if you guys are at that level, you can get there. You just gotta just keep consistent, but get big one. And I always put my hands down to it as a blessing. Is like you guys because you just don't push your barriers near as much without like a crew with you.
Well, and the nice thing is we're all relatively
we're in the same boats, and
so
it's iron sharpens iron. Like you're just pushing each other, and it's all for good. Like it's not like asshole-less and this and this and this. And
some of it is, but I think it's also like.
But we're dick in love. That sounded weird.
What?
That was the worst way I could say.
So that's the end of the podcast, guys.
Yeah, but look how gross that was.
Oh my god!
First competition
Oh
is
my
horrible.
God. Look how fat you used to be.
I know.
Look
and
at you,
that's
Zach.
under 400 pounds.
Hey,
and it
remember
just
that
looks
was when he drove
disgusting.
his red F-150 and he worked? God, that was
Oh,
terrible.
I drove
my-
a gray F-150.
Your gray
Yes.
F-150.
Yes.
Yes.
Two-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. God, that was so good.
I remember a few times we'd give you shit because you'd have to leave Team Tom early because it'd be snowing. You're like, I gotta try to make it home.
I gotta get home.
I gotta try and make it home.
Oh, that was good. Josh leaving to go puke. And,
That will always be
That's
my
best.
favorite.
I gotta go, guys.
Hey, I think your buddy's out in the parking lot puking.
Good.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
That was the day we lifted with Stan.
Yep, that was
Yep.
when we did. But even Stan was laying on the fucking floor afterwards.
Well, yeah, because that was a hell of a fucking. That
Yeah.
was what? It was a tire
It was
flip.
Horrible.
It was
Yoke,
a tire flip.
sled drag, or some
Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
shit
Because
like
remember
that.
we ran the
Yeah.
course too. We did something like
Yeah.
down the yoke course. It might have been a yoke. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure. No, it was a
Sled
sled
pull.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sled
so
pull.
it was a tire flip to a farmer's carry.
Yeah,
And there was a tire drag or some dumb shit like that, wasn't it?
No, it was a
Sled.
sled. It was one of those
like slippery
prowlers.
sleds. Yeah.
Yeah.
We put it on the yoke run. So
Yep.
it was like a quick like hurry. Then I think.
But
it
we were dragging it
Yeah,
backwards.
backwards.
No, I thought it was
Backwards.
a tire drag. the
No,
way back.
we
There were
flipped
two
the tire
tires.
down.
We did do a tire
We did
drag
do
a
a
few
tire-
times,
yeah.
but that we literally had to get the smallest tire that
Yeah,
they could because
yeah.
on that turf it would just fucking
Oh,
fold in
dude,
place.
that was so terrible. That was so fucking
Ugh.
terrible. We did so much conditioning, but it was good though. Like our conditioning, but the only problem with it was, and then we were maxing out every other. Like we do either stupid amounts of cardio that none of us are fueled for, or then the next day none of us are fueled for to do the heaviest deadlift or heaviest press.
Or we do a
could.
yoke for the first
Or we
time
do the
with
yoke and
750
yoke
pounds.
I know that was
Yoke
fucking the
fever.
dumbest shit
Oh
ever.
my god!
Look, I will
That's
say
sick.
one thing: I was fueled for the cardio because I beat fucking Stan. Okay,
That's true.
that's
You
the day
did,
that I was
yeah.
recognized
That's
as
true.
a pro.
That
I'm
was
just
true.
kidding.
That was the day he knew.
Stan, I'll tell you where he lives.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
know. I think he knows where I live. Honestly,
So that was good shit. Yeah.
I will cuddle you, Stan.
Yes.
No dick love though.
No,
Whatever the
That
hell
sounded
you
so.
said.
What I meant was like we can be
Dick and
dicks
love.
to each other, like.
Dick
but it's-
and love.
I know that, but I meant like as in like we can be complete dicks to each other, but it's all for good.
Well,
Yeah.
it
You
came
know
out
what I mean?
horribly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It came out so fast.
I'm
And
gonna
like,
I'm gonna sound clip that
Dude,
sound bite.
dick and love.
You know, we're just dick and love. What? What? Oh Jesus. Well,
oh,
I'm excited for you guys.
yeah. Thanks.
You guys got
Yeah. We're 2 weeks and 2
yeah,
days.
We're recording this on the 12th. You guys are leaving
The
in
20
2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're
So-
leaving on
So-
Thursday morning, so it would be 26th.
Yeah, the 26th.
26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, which will be really nice. I'm excited. I was actually talking to Carly about that yesterday. I was like, this will be really nice too because I'll actually have a couple days off before the comp. Because
Nice.
normally, like, you know, when I do comps, like I'm working till Friday that afternoon till 6 o'clock, fucking breaking my dick.
Man.
And then, what's with the dick word? What's with the dick word right now? God.
Hey,
I
I'm
apologize.
I'm driving
right
you
now.
too, so you can relax.
God. I'm so gay right now. I'm sorry.
You need
guys.
to stop.
I
dude.
know, I'm
There
so-
is 3 of them in here. You need to chill.
I'm sorry.
Breaking my dick.
2023. You better get with the times.
I
Dude,
guess,
no
bro.
judgment
My
anymore.
bad.
Yeah.
That's so weird. My bad. But anyway, just like
Breaking my dick.
My bad, literally.
Disgusting.
But yeah, just like breaking your back, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're lifting, 9 a.m. on
Yeah.
the platform the next day, and you've been working all week, and it's super difficult. So to get a nice like nationals was one of the only times I gotten to do that because we flew out and had a couple days rest and everything.
That was quite lovely.
So that was really nice. So this, yeah, he's driving.
besides
so I-
my water cut.
Yeah, oh, that was death. So, but yeah, it'll be nice to just like have the day chill Thursday and then have the day Friday, move around a little bit, and then get fueled up, and then game day for Saturday. So
We'll be
it'll be
able
really
to
cool.
Find somewhere nice to do a little bit of lift beforehand.
Yeah, well, I'm sure at that hotel they probably got some kind of little gym,
Yeah.
something to get like a nice little just
Small.
body working. Because you're gonna be me personally, you just eat and drink a lot, but I like to keep moving just so everything's moving and the blood's flowing and just keeping everything and just to the point where like I purposely lift you want to lift a little lighter, of course, but like you're just agitated, like you're keeping your muscles primed, but to the point where they're just like they're gonna have a hissy fit if you don't fucking go yank something.
And that was a point of contention with me and Josh when we went to Nebraska 2 years ago. He was giving me so much crap because I wanted to find somewhere to lift the night before. because he doesn't want to touch anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't be cold. I want to go do something.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. I want to be able to move.
Just move.
Get blood flowing.
Yeah.
Feel strong. Go to bed feeling strong, but not to the point where I'm going to wake up exhausted.
Yeah.
See, I'm different. I'm just like Josh.
Yeah, and again, I was just
I
gonna
don't
say,
fucking-
people are
for some
different.
people.
Yeah, I don't touch anything Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
But how many people did you see at the Olympia? They went to the freaking, they went to the Dragon's Lair, and there's people posting videos of that place crowded for the Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
And
So-
there's people on both sides.
Yeah.
It,
for sure.
It's just your body, like, and I know it, and I had to come to terms with it. As I'm getting older, I have noticed the right amount of rest is actually benefiting me a lot more, just depending on my work schedule and stuff. But usually for like strength, I run better a little run down.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because your body's not like, cool, it's time to fucking chill.
Yeah, because that's kind of how my body works. Like, it's like straight up, like, if I don't press for like 3 days or something, or like do the motions, it's like it completely freaking forgets on like how to do it.
For
I
sure.
grab a bar and it's like, what do I do with this thing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's so weird. Like, I could easily, like, I have no doubt mentally that's a whole nother game. But like not lifting heavy, like eventually, I could easily see that, like, no problems. Like lifting always 100%, and some sort of it. I honestly see myself more as just like later, just depending where the career goes and everything, like going into like a competition like CrossFit or something. Only because I keep switching more and more strongman events into it. So the sport's gonna be totally different here in like 6-7 years.
For sure.
So it'll be like, cool, my body's going, but I can still like jacked and juicy and just like, and now those are baby weights. I just gotta get my conditioning up.
And this is still a functional sport.
Yeah, and
How
that's
many
what I
guys
mean.
you see in their 50s still doing this?
Exactly. So that's
you're
what
not
I mean.
going to have a problem
Shit,
throwing
at
lift
my-
heavy into your 50s.
Yeah.
No, my last comp, there's a guy that was 72
That's what I
or
mean,
70
yeah.
something doing it.
Yeah, and
Fucking
then-
wild.
And then the next like 2 years, my goal is to get all my stem cells. My brother's leaving in February. Go get all his stem cells and out in Taiwan, and so that's gonna be my next goal.
Taiwan?
Yeah. So stem cells, like if you know anything about them, Martinez Leases, Nick Best, all these
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
do 'em,
yeah.
right? They're just unbelievable what it does because it's a naturalness of your body, and then they just divert right back in.
Taiwan?
Yeah, so the big, and they're one of the, well, that's the thing, Colombia, Taiwan, and I'm trying to think where else it is. They are the biggest researchers for it.
Okay.
And the biggest thing about, you can get them here in the States.
Yeah.
But just like anything else, you're limited. And just like a sperm cell, right? They take how many to hope, like they take 1 million things and hope that like 3 attaches, right?
Yeah.
No different than a stem cell. But in the States, they regulate you. It's like more expensive
Weird.
here. So like for like a treatment, I think he's going for his knees and his elbows and stuff like that.
Okay.
And a treatment here, I think, is around 50. But they limit to you to like 300,000 per.
Okay.
There is no limit, and he's paying like 20. There's no limit, so they can shoot him up with like 1 million in each knee and each elbow.
That'd be cool.
That's what I mean. So that's why everybody travels. Like you watch Martinez, he does a whole video of him going to Colombia to go get it done, and so they're just unbelievable if you give it time and then let your body recover. So I want to get that, and then might take a couple of years off just doing CrossFit, staying in the sport and everything else, and then. Fucking Masters is going to be huge by then. So go to OSG Masters or something.
You got years before that.
And that's what I mean.
You're
I got
still young.
years. Yeah, so that's what I mean. But just as a long game kind of a thing. Because I'm
Yeah.
definitely in it for the long road. Like, I want to be jacked and juicy when I'm 70.
Yeah.
Like, feeling good enough. No, I'm not going to be pulling insane, but like way more than your grandpa.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck yeah.
Be out there like outlifting fucking gym bros when
Yeah.
I'm in my 70s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Showing new kids.
I'm
what's
like,
on the
hey, what you
block.
doing here, boy? Get over here, let me show you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so.
Well, fuck.
We did it?
We're there.
We're there.
Of course, we ask every guest. I don't think we've ever asked you.
No.
Am I a guest, really, or just a really lazy, regular person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
My name's on the shirt, kind of, built for war, so.
Yeah, no, it is.
But
you're
still,
also
you
a
haven't been here.
guest.
Yeah, you're a guest.
Because you've
here
only
now.
been on one podcast.
So,
Out of this is the 24th.
exactly. So,
We're almost a quarter of 100. That's sick. Wow.
Yeah, I've done 1/12 of the podcast.
Do you rather love to win or hate to lose? And why? Mic drop.
I don't know. That's a great question.
It is.
Because I want to say I love to lose. I love to win, obviously. Who doesn't like winning? But it's not really fair to say I hate to lose. Because I love to lose. Because then I can go fix shit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you love to lose, that means that you always just love losing.
Maybe I
You
just
don't
love
like
all of
winning
it.
at all.
Maybe I just love being a part of it.
Well, I asked you a fucking question.
I'd say I probably love to win more.
Why?
Yeah, you weren't ready for that, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never ready for the why. Because then if you win, you got to figure out what's next, right?
Hey, you remember in high school, fucking support your answer?
Exactly. Dude, remember that?
Do
You
it.
got to figure out.
I love
what's
bubble
next.
tests. A, B, or C.
A, B, and C.
What happens after you win? What are you going to do next? You got to figure out the
Celebrate.
next competition.
You celebrate for that night, and then you go on to your next comp.
Exactly.
But ask him. I rarely celebrate anymore. I get
Yeah.
right back to it.
Yeah, we celebrated nationals.
Yeah, we did.
And we did fucking terrible.
Let's be honest. I was at the
Absolutely
mercy of
terrible.
your,
We learned
your
a lot,
rental
but we had a
van,
good
so-
time.
You were at the what?
I was at the mercy of your rental van, so I had to go
Oh,
anywhere you
yeah.
went.
I mean, you got kind of tuned out just like me,
I was
so
just
don't blame it
I
on
was
my
getting ready
fucking
to
van. We all got fucking
Dude,
cranked
I
up
can
that
already
night.
see us sitting up on that top little balcony in those couches. And Zach was sitting there, just
We
like
were talking-
vodka in
All right.
hand.
talking
We're gonna-
shit to
we're gonna
everybody.
have a conversation
Yeah.
about.
Oh, and it wasn't just him too.
No, it was
definitely me.
all of us.
It was
all
definitely
of us. Well, yeah, because we just came in, and their little town just got overran by strongmen.
Yeah.
So they were
Right.
everywhere, but where we were, it was only us. We figured there'd be more of us there,
Yeah.
and
Nope.
there wasn't. They were all downtown, so we walked in this big ass country bar, loud as shit, and like loud about it. Like,
Mhm.
yo, can you shut the fuck up with that music? like, I got
Y'all.
like we're at the bar and can't even hear yourself.
God, it was,
It was so
terrible.
loud.
I did hate that bar.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
awful.
But then that
The
guy was super
inside
cool.
was
The
fucking
and we were
terrible.
sitting near the door where I'd expect.
We were like, you walked in
Yeah.
and just sat at the bar right there. Like we were 20 steps in, and it was
the
so
farthest
loud.
from the stage.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then but eventually the
Yeah.
guy was super cool and like he acknowledged it, and then we went to the back patio, which is way nicer.
Way
And,
nicer. That was, and we were up in the fucking like
Yeah,
VIP
the little
seats
VIP
that
thing.
we didn't even
and-
have to wait
nope,
for. It
didn't
was
have to wait for
great.
shit, and drinking fucking Red
Okay,
Bulls.
so fucking
Imagine
back to
those
the
VIP
question.
seats in Dubuque.
yeah, oh shit.
Those
I
are
get on
gonna
top
be-
of that hay bale.
Those are gonna be some badass lawn
It's a
chairs.
folding table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawn chairs.
Sick.
So you're going with love to win.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
do that.
All right.
All right.
Well, you know what time it is.
Shout it out.
Shout it out. Whatever you want. This is your time.
It's your time.
Whatever I want.
Whatever
Whatever
you
you
want.
want.
Whatever I want.
Throw up your gang signs. Throw up
Stay
your
committed.
shit.
Stay
Do what you love.
bucket. What's your Instagram if you want to put it on there?
Instagram currently, if I didn't change the name for the 100th time,
It's the same.
it's Big Zach, the strongman, because Big Z is taken.
Yes.
Vice Journey Civilians.
But
Vegas.
we have to acknowledge that my name also starts with Z.
Yep.
Big Zach.
Of course, all of this will be in the bio for you guys
Yep.
if you want to take a look at it. You already know Mike and I's Instagram.
Yep,
if
you
you
guys
don't,
know it.
that will also be in the bio.
Yep, you guys can find it.
And that pro show we're doing is the Bricktown Showdown.
Yeah, Bricktown Showdown, guys.
Yep.
USS. Check it out. And yeah, we'll
I'll also post the link to that,
Yeah.
to the Iron Podium.
Yep.
That way, if you guys want to kind of stay up to date with it, you can. If you guys are watching on YouTube, which you should be if you're not listening, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and then hit that bell notification so
For
that way
real.
you can stay up to date when we come out with these podcasts.
Yeah, we got more and more coming, guys. And like I said, we're progressing.
The more we get
content.
subscribers, the more content we get to put out.
That's right.
That's kind of just how this all works together.
Absolutely. Keep getting guests, but we're always going to bring new things in it. So again, you guys comment, any questions, anything, we'll be happy to answer it.
Yep. For everything else, if you want to check out the team, including this guy and this guy and this guy, go to at bill_4_war.strong on
right.
Instagram. Like I said, there you're going to find everything, including our link tree that's got our Spotify, our YouTube, and the website where you can buy merch.
Yep.
And you can see the upcoming competitions there.
Yep.
Other than that,
Yeah. You guys just keep going. Keep staying strong. Stay positive. Break some boundaries. Set some goals.
lift some heavy
2023.
shit.
Go crazy. Be nice. Lift some shit.
Get fucked up.
That's right.
And don't do all of the drugs.
Not all of them.
Just
Spread them
some.
out at least through the week. I mean,
Just some, enough, just sprinkle it in here and there. Don't just take all of
literally.
them.
Or
No,
be sober.
it's yeah,
That too.
Yeah, I've been sober for fucking 12 days now.
at least 14 hours.
Jesus Christ.
I haven't been home yet.
Sober from alcohol. Coke. No, just kidding. Coca-Cola has been great. All right, guys.
Guys.
Make sure you guys go kick some ass. We'll talk to you next week.
Love you.